Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, welcome to the last episode of season 2 of the A Cup of Soda podcast. Not only is it the last episode of season 2, it's also the last episode of 2021. Um, as you guys know, I've been being a little festive. Right now, I'm wearing my Tom Nook Christmas sweater because I'm just obsessed with Animal Crossing. I've always been obsessed with Animal Crossing, but now there's like actual merch of Animal Crossing. So yeah, because New Horizons became super popular, but I've been a fan for like almost 10 years now. So it's nice. It's nice to finally catch up. It's nice that everybody finally caught up. Anyways, um, today I just want to talk about things that happened this year a little bit. I'm not gonna go into too many details because some things are more personal than others, so I'm not gonna get too personal. But I do want to talk about like some stuff that happened this year. So I should have wrote a list and I didn't write a list, so that's great. But let me see if I can remember what happened in the beginning of the year. So nothing too crazy happened in the beginning of the year. Um, I was still trying to figure out what I was gonna do for the rest of this year. Um, but I did want to go to school. That was something that I really was like, I want to go to film school so I can get a degree, and try to work in the industry. So I did. I go to this trade school in New York. It was really interesting. A lot of reading and a lot of quizzes. I got pretty much A's on a lot of my quizzes. I think I only got like one D, and everything else was like A's. So, I know my film stuff, I guess. I watched a lot of movies, or it felt like a lot of movies to me because for someone who's trying to get into like the film industry, I don't really watch a lot of movies, and I know that people look at me like, "What? How are you trying to be in this industry? You don't even watch movies." I like to create movies. I like to tell stories. I have so many story ideas in my mind that I like to show on the screen. I just don't like watching them. I don't like watching other people's stories, if that makes sense. No, I'm joking. But I do. I love TV shows. I love TV shows and their stories. I think it's because with movies, you only get to see like a very like specific part of their lives and their story. But in a show, you get a fuller picture. In my opinion, I feel like you get a fuller picture with a TV show. Um, my favorite TV shows are the ones with narratives. I love narrative storytelling. That's like my favorite type of storytelling. I love character development. I love seeing a character start one way and then changing and becoming another. I love it. Like that's my favorite things in the world. Um, is character development, and that's those kind of things that I love. I put into my work, and that's why I love TV shows. I love making a web series. I'm now on my. Does this count as my second web series? Because I did make a mini series. So is it my third web series? I guess you could call it my third web series because my mini series is still a series. Um. So yeah, I'm working on my third web series, I guess. Even though the mini series was pretty short, um, it was still something. So I hope you guys liked that mini series. I didn't mention it in my um end of the year video, so I'm just gonna mention it now. My mini series, I finally kind of completed it. Um, if you guys watched the last episode, episode 9, called Denial, which is funny because the episode is called Diane. I mean, not the episode. The person in it is Diane, and it's called Denial, and we get a guest star appearance with Johanna, but the character name is Joanne because that was the running joke in the last time Diane and her met, um back in 2017. I thought it would be funny that we can finally see Joanne after all this time. Like it's been like 4 years, and we finally get to see Joanne. You know, she's like the country version of Diane in a sense. Um, they're all just characters, you know, they're just weirdos and stuff. And so it was nice to have Joe play Joanne again after so long. You know, that's Diane's sister. Oop. And if you guys watched the short film, spoiler alert, if you guys are even planning on watching it, which I feel like no one really cared, which is fine, I guess, you know. My characters are not for everyone, so I'm not mad that you guys didn't watch it. But in if you guys know Rosa, the more she's like a dramatic soap opera stereotype. She's not stereotyped like as Latinas because technically all my characters are Latina. Because you know Diane, she's Spanish. Like everyone there is Spanish because I'm Spanish, you know. But Rosa, she's a parody of novelas that I used to watch as a kid. Watching my grandmother watch them. So she's literally just one walking novela. That's basically what she is. And literally her name is Rosa, and a lot of novelas have like Rosa in the title. So yeah. But what was I gonna say with that? So her, like, we find out in the film that Nelson, as you guys know, Nelson was he was in the same skit as Joanne, as Diane's sister. Obviously we kept Nelson's name, so Nelson is related to Rosa, and that's how they're siblings. And Diane and Joanne are also siblings. And I feel like I love when I sprinkle in like a little bit of lore, like in their dialogue, where you know, we know that Diane doesn't have the best like home life, and her sister drives her crazy. They're always like insulting each other, and I just love that. So it was nice getting to kind of like fully fully immerse that world in the skit world that I made. And if you guys didn't know the ending, spoiler alert, please, if you guys are looking forward to watching the film, do not listen to me. Like, just pause this, watch it, and then come back. But basically, this was like an end of an era for me. I'm trying not to use my characters as much anymore. I've been using my character for the past 4 years, you know. I love them. I love playing them. But it's kind of time for me to put my characters, my skits, kind of in, not in retirement, or not like they're dead or they're gone forever. I'm sure I'm gonna do them again eventually, but I kind of want to take a break from them. So until I have an idea for like what I could do to like have them and have their own series, because I do want this to kind of be like a series, but I'm not gonna do that till I get my life fully together, if that makes sense. Like, I want to get my life in a new direction, and I want to focus on my personal life. I really want to focus on like things in my life. So things I want to say next year is I really just want to focus on the podcast and my web series. I'm sure I'm gonna do other things. I have covers I want to do. I actually want to redo Jenny. If you guys don't know, Jenny was a song from Studio Killers. I've been a fan of Studio Killers since maybe 2015. Funny enough, because Jenny came out in 2015, and I heard that song. It was like 2 weeks old when I saw it. I listened to it, and I went through their whole library, and I loved all their music. And because of TikTok, my Jenny cover that I made 4 years ago got popular. It's actually my most popular video, which is sad because that song, I butchered the song because I was still learning ukulele. Like, I think I've only made like 3 covers before that, and all the covers were like trash. And that's kind of why I've been like remaking a lot of the covers instead of making new covers, is because I kind of want to show like, look how much I've improved. Like, I promise, like, I don't sound like that anymore. And I've been playing Jenny on my ukulele. I'm like, oh my god, this sounds really good. I need to record this before like I don't know. My voice breaks or something. I don't know. But I think redoing Jenny will like hopefully help my channel. It's sitting around 400 views, which I don't really get a lot of views, and I started realizing why I don't get a lot of views, and it's because I don't do what everybody else is doing, and that's why no one's able to find my content. Um, and in a way, I hate it, but in a way, I like it. I like having my content be different. I like my content to be specifically weird, specifically my way, instead of doing trends that everyone is doing the most basic shit to get a bunch of views. I don't want to do that. And maybe if that means not getting um views or getting subscribers, so be it. Because I love YouTube. YouTube has been my thing for the past like 5 years. I I want to be outside of YouTube. I want to really make things. And of course, I'm always going to try to do YouTube. No matter how long, I want to do YouTube forever. But I don't want to use YouTube as my income. I want to actually have a career outside of YouTube. And YouTube is my hobby. YouTube is my like video diaries. YouTube is my creative dump, where I just dump all my creative ideas on. That's basically what YouTube is, and my YouTube channel is. It's basically one big creative dump. Now my podcast, that is more of my. I'm hoping to make this a little career, like my little side hustle, side hobby. That's my podcast. And next year, I'm going to go back to my more quote unquote serious topics. And the reason why I'm going back to serious topics is because I feel like it's important. Like some of the topics I have, like I've written down a couple of topic ideas. Some of them are like really important, and I think we should talk about them. I'm gonna see if I could get my cousin on board. She has a new job, and so things are like scheduling weird. So I'm gonna see if I could find a day we can do it, because I do want her, in the podcast. I love her, and I love having her on the podcast. And so let's see what season 3 comes. Um, but yeah, I really do like to have my podcast as something I take seriously, in a sense. Obviously I want to make this fun, and I don't want all the topics to be super serious and super like, ooh. So I'm gonna, season 3 is gonna mix it up. Also, season 3 is gonna be a very long season, because I'm not making season 4 till 2023. So yeah, we're gonna be seeing season 3 for a while, because I don't want to like make a new season every couple of months, because that's stupid. So yeah, season 1 and 2 are the shorter seasons, because I took a break, and then I kind of like had this new perspective than what I did. So I kind of like made a new season for it. But this is gonna be a new year, and so new season and new me. Another thing is, what else? Oh, so not only am I looking for like a new career, and with my web series I want to focus on, once I complete, like, you guys will know I'm done with the series, not because I'm gonna be like, guys, I finished, because I will say that, but I'm not gonna say it first. I'm gonna say, check out the trailer. When I say check out the trailer, that means I finished. If you guys see a teaser trailer, that means I'm very, very close to being finished. And once you see the full trailer, that means I'm done with the show. I finished season 1, and yeah. And I cannot wait till I finish season 1, because it's been in production since 2020. So there's scenes that I filmed back in 2020. I actually got an alert about, like, because sometimes I like record on my Snapchat the scenes, because I think they're so cool and funny. That I saved them, and I got notifications that some of the episodes are like a year old. I'm like, this is already a year? What the fuck? And we're not done. But yeah, it's been in production for over a year. I'm sorry. We've had like it's been in limbo for months. it's been in film limbo for months, and so um, thank God I wear a wig for this series because my hair, like, just imagine trying to film with my actual hair. It would be a nightmare. I don't know how I did it with in hiding, but I did it, and so I cannot wait to show you guys the story because I really want to go in like depth of what season one was and the story and like kind of like what I went through when creating the series and what like some things I did because I did a lot during that 1 week. I did like 7 scenes and I really pushed like I'm really going hard on this series. Like I'm really like doing my best with like little details and like trying to like put as many like put as much information as possible because this season is kind of like a pilot season because um I didn't get to tell the story I really wanted to tell. So I'm kind of like sprinkling the story I wanted to tell while also adding new elements and new things and hopefully new characters. So we're going to see new actors and new people in my series that will hopefully have a bigger role in season 2 because I do want to make a season 2. I don't know when I will make a season 2 because I'm not even done with season 1. Maybe 2023, maybe 2024. I don't know. But I do want to make a season 2. I have so many ideas for a season 2. So that will be exciting. But I'm so happy to have some support on the series and kind of its process. I really want to talk about it. Like I really want to talk like in detail about it. Like I'm talking about like some things about it, but I really want to talk about it. Cuz like it's a series that I'm proud of because it's so different from In Hiding in so many ways, and I actually get excited to be in that world. When I made In Hiding, I was excited in the beginning to be in the world, but after a while it became kind of a chore. Like it didn't feel like I was really in the world sometimes. There was moments where I felt like it was like specifically in that world, but there was other times where I'm like, yeah, this does not feel it. And that's because my acting, the idea was like so vague that it was just not great. This one is so specific and so like I wanted to go specific ways that it really does feel like its own world. Like every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is cool that this is a story and this is my real life. And the story and my real life are vastly different. And so, yeah, I'm just excited, guys. I'm sorry. um, what's another thing I want to talk about? So I'm now that I'm 21, expect more adult type of stuff. You know, I'm gonna be drinking. I'm gonna be doing other things too. My music videos are gonna be a little bit more edgier. Also, I didn't even mention it for like I don't know how long, but I made another song called Dear School. Dear School was actually very like probably my most personal song because it was very specific and it's a single. It's not part of my EP, the Here I Go EP, because the reason why it's not part of the Here I Go EP is because with the Here I Go EP, even though it's still like personal to me, it's still specific. Like it's not specific. It's very vague, so everybody could relate to it. Everybody could relate to having to go to work even though they don't want to go to work and having to like do this just like where did the time go? That's basically what the song is. um and Puppet, you know, it's trying to garner success and feeling like no one cared, like no one cares about what you're trying to do, all that stuff. And so I feel like it's relatable, you know. With Dear School, even though it could be relatable to people, the specific things that happen are like mine, you know, like this happened to me, you know. It's not a vague thing like, oh, someone might understand, but this is very like specific. Like I talk about getting kicked in the balls. um I talked about the teachers picking students over me over anything. um Getting in trouble for ooh, getting in trouble for literally anything and everything, even when I didn't do anything. Um, this like I dealt with bullying my entire life. Um, and I dealt with like basically the most shitty parts of life, I guess. And it just made me realize like why, like what's wrong with people, like I don't really like this is a topic I want to get into another like in season 3, but I guess I could give you a little teaser of it because I really want to talk about it because I feel like it's important. But like, why do we just accept the shitty things that happen in life instead of trying to change and trying to better um everyone in everyone's life? Because I'm not like I'm sensitive, but like I'm not like this like how like I can't believe you and stuff like that. Like I'm not like that. I'll be like, really? Like you guys know, like when I had my like little drama in the beginning, like not the beginning, like the mid of this year, like I wasn't like crying or this and that. I was just like confused. Like people were spreading hate. People were saying awful things about community and things like that. I just, I'm like, yo, like what the fuck? Like really? Like this is what you're gonna be bitching about? And so I'm not that kind of sensitive person anymore. I used to be a person who used to cry all the time. And I'm so happy that I garnered the strength to like see like I don't take it super personal, but I do in a sense. I take it personal like, hey, like that's a community, like that's my community. Like these are my people. Like you don't fuck with my people. So, I'll be defensive and I'll be like very protective over it. And there's problems with every community in every situation. There's always going to be a bad apple. There's always going to be people that make the rest look bad. And what makes it like annoying is that I had to defend everybody, even the people that are a little cringy, a little like ooh. But even so, that's none of my business. Like even though they could be very cringy or very like odd, it's still my people. It's still like our community. Like it's even though there's some crazy people in our community, and not crazy in like a bad way, crazy like they're just out there on the internet. Yikes. But I'm just saying like, see, I don't even want to get into it because I want to wait till the extra episode. I might make that the first episode. If you guys are probably gonna see it's called the sensitivity. It's probably the first episode of next year because I really want to get into it. But yeah, so I have ideas for the podcast. I'm trying to think what else do I want to like talk about because this is the last episode, so I really want to talk about everything because next year I want to talk about only next year and nothing from this year because this year was something. So I'm like scrolling through my YouTube just see from thumbnails like what should I talk about. Actually, let's see. I really want to talk about this, but honestly I want to move forward from it, but I would just say that it was based off the drama that I was in. That I made a video. The video's still there. Like I privated it a while ago. Because I didn't wanna like I didn't want that like kind of stuff on my channel, My channel isn't a negative pile of negativity. I don't know. It is weird to kind of like see the thumbnails of some stuff and I'm like, dang, what happened? But this year was weird. Like this year, I felt like not too much happened. And funny enough, even though I made so many videos this year, I made my 300th video, so that was fun. Then I made 55 more videos. I took breaks this year. I wasn't posting every single week for the entire year like I usually do. But I still manage to post a lot. And I don't know why, I don't know how, but I just do. Like sometimes I'll post like 2 videos in one day, which is 2 weeks. And so I guess I catch up to where I like missed. Because I took a lot of mental health breaks and I took like breaks just to like get back into the reality, because, and that's another reason why for next year I wanna focus on myself and focus on like my life in general, because I made YouTube my life. Like, I would go to work, go home, make a YouTube video. Go to work, go home, make another YouTube video. Go home, go to work, and like film maybe outside, vlog, something like that. Go home, edit it, do all that stuff. I'm like always writing, I'm always editing, I'm always like filming. I'm doing all this stuff and not taking a break for myself. For the past 4 years, YouTube was like in my mind, like very like, hey, make a YouTube video. YouTube, even though no one's caring, no one's demanding my YouTube videos, no one's like saying, where's your content? We miss your content. Like, no one's saying that. So why am I doing it? And it's because I love making videos. I love posting. I love throwing my creativity out there. And I need to take a break. I want to focus on my comic that I'm like currently making. I'm on my second page of my comic. And so I don't want to make YouTube my priority anymore. Which sounds sad because I've been doing this for so long, but I need to chill, you know? I'm sure other people are going to start making content. And I'm going to be behind, but I don't care because I made so many videos. So, I'm just glad to have made as many videos as I did. I'm really happy that people have seen my videos, at least some people. I'm not expecting like a crowd of people to see my videos, but to people who do see my videos, at least once in a blue, thank you for watching. I hope you do like the content, even if you watch like a little bit of it. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of it. I really want to make content that not only do I love, but you guys love too, and that's why I always ask like, what do you guys want to see? So I obviously, to everybody who put in what they want to see in season 3, I have, even though I didn't respond, it's because I have it written down on my like board. You don't see it because I didn't make it all the way to the bottom, but I wrote the topics down on the board, so I like, so I don't forget. I took a screenshot of it, but I have it on the board because I don't want to forget anything. So yeah. Also, I guess I could say, I had a panic attack recently. I hope you guys liked the song Panic Attack, because it's based off actually having a panic attack. It was actually based off my first panic attack. But I had a panic attack recently, and I thought it was an asthma attack, and it wasn't. Oh, it was so embarrassing. I was in Target with my friend. I don't know if I want to say her name, but she's my best friend and I love her. And we were in Target doing Christmas shopping stuff. And I couldn't breathe anymore. And it was like, I don't know what it is. I like suffer from like a lot of anxiety, and that's why I get like really nervous and very shy, and just have horrible anxiety. And I don't know what happened. Like, it wasn't like we were in a stressful situation. Like, we weren't in, like, there wasn't like a crowd of people or anything. Like, it was just us two, like, in the aisles by ourselves, like, looking at wrapping paper. And then my heart started pumping hard, and like, it was harder to breathe. And y'all would be like, oh, it's probably the mask. Like, you probably couldn't breathe through the mask. I took my mask off, like, a little bit to breathe. I could not breathe at all. Like, I couldn't breathe no matter what I did. So I was just like, I sat on the floor, and I was like, what the fuck? And like, funny enough, I was like laughing, talking. Like, I wasn't like panicking to the point where like I was crying, or I wasn't like, no, I wasn't doing any of that. Like, it was very like, I thought it was an asthma attack because I have asthma, if you guys didn't know. And I just couldn't breathe. I was hyperventilating. I was getting lightheaded, and like everything around, I felt drunk. Like, I couldn't really stand right. I was getting like very dizzy. Like, the room was starting to spin, and I was like, I really couldn't breathe. And I was like, oh my god. So I went to the hospital because I thought it was an asthma attack. find out that it wasn't an asthma attack, that it was just a panic attack. And I'm like, what? What? A panic attack? Are you kidding me? And I was so embarrassed because, like, I basically wasted these doctors' times because I thought I was having an asthma attack when it was just a panic attack. And so it was, like, kind of embarrassing. Like, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, why? Why did it have to be a panic attack in the middle of Target? Like, that was so random. Like, I would know if it was a panic attack if, like, I was in, like, a party and I was starting to feel like that because, I don't like parties because I have, like, very bad anxiety. I mean, I'll try to go if I'm with people, like, I'm very comfortable with. I'll go. But you don't expect me to mingle with random people because I would not do it unless I'm drunk. That's the only time where I can kind of talk to people, which is crazy. But I'm a very apologetic person. So when I'm drunk, if you hear me say I'm sorry for anything random, yeah, it's because I'm fucked up. I'm a very apologetic drunk. I'm very, like, laughy drunk. And I'm very loopy drunk. Like, I'll be like, whoa. And so I cannot wait till you guys see it in the season 3. I might make it my second episode of season 3 because I really want to get drunk, and I have drinks in my mini fridge that I need to get fucked up with. So I'm gonna get my little Rick and Morty freaking shot glass that I have, and I'm gonna fuck it up because I've been saying I want to get drunk for who knows how long, and I haven't gotten drunk yet, and that's because I've been, like, so stressed over, like, everything that I just haven't been in the mood to drink. But I really want to do it. I want to do it. And maybe my cousin will be there. I don't know. If not, I'll just drink alone because I'm a loner and I'm an introvert. That's why my cup that I don't even know where it is right now, it am. Because I'm a huge introvert. And honestly, I like that. Oh, kind of. Not really. Well, see, I'm a very confused individual. Because I love being an introvert because I like, being in my little bubble, doing my little, like, things on the computer and writing by myself and just all that stuff. But it does get very lonely, and then I do feel, like, very isolated and feel like no one's around, and it does get a little stressful being alone all the time. And so that's, like, the bad part. But I do like being alone sometimes. Like, most of the time I like to be alone. I like to, like, do my own thing, feel stress free. No one's telling me what I can and can't do. But other times I'm like, I still want to socialize at least a little bit, at least with my close friends. That's basically who I want to be with around is my close friends. That's it. No one else. Like, I don't want to, like, that's why I don't go to bars by myself or anything. And that because I don't want to spend a lot of money because bars be expensive unless you go to freaking, what's the thing? It's like not rush hour. It's like happy hour. I think that's what it's called. Only time is happy hour when everything's like $6 for, like, a good drink that you'll get a little fucked up if you didn't eat. So I don't know. At this point, I'm just rambling on random stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying this episode. And I already said, like, my thank yous on Thanksgiving's episode, but I just want to say it again. Thank you for always listening to my podcast. If you guys are, I got the end of the year recap. If you guys know, that's a Spotify thing where you guys get, like, recaps of things. I got one for my podcast. Like, I got one saying, like, who saw my podcast. Not, like, who saw it, but, like, the percentage of who saw it. So, thank you to a lot of people who have been watching. Thank you to my friend that sent me hers. I'm her number one podcast. Thank you. It's really nice that people are listening to the podcast and the adventures of this podcast because this year had roller coasters of shit. Like, Jesus. I did not expect for all the craziness to happen this year and the craziness to happen in my podcast this year. Like, it was literally just supposed to be, like, a nice, like, I get to, like, sit, because I've been talking about, like, issues for, like, over, like, 2 years. I've been talking about, like, issues that I find important for, like, about 2 years now. And, why not bring what I talk about on my, like, Instagram and my Instagram story, and why not branch out and make it into the podcast? Obviously, the podcast was going to be drama first and everything else second because originally I was gonna just leave this podcast as a drama podcast because I want to leave all the serious topics with the Under Your Bed. But as you guys know, Under Your Bed has not been active for the past like almost 8 months. And that's because we're busy and our lives are like very busy. I see them like a few times. I don't see them all the time, because they have school and my life and whatever I'm doing. So I don't see them a lot. So we haven't been able to film the Under Your Bed podcast. We still remember it. Like, it's not like we like, oh yeah, we had a podcast. Like, no, we still remember that we have a podcast. We're just always so busy. But who knows? It might come back. It might not. I don't know. So that's why I kind of just like talk about everything on my podcast, because I don't want to wait too long to talk about these things, because I really want to talk about them. So season 3, I tried to avoid serious topics this season because last season had drama because of the serious topics I was talking about. But I'm going back to my serious topics because I don't care what anyone has to say or what they think anymore, because I'm going to just say my truth and my stuff. So, let's see what happens next year. Let's see if the drama continues. It probably won't, because the drama was pretty intense, so it probably won't. So, I'm just going to talk about my serious things, and let's see where that goes, alright? So, I'll see you guys next year in 2022, which is still crazy. And happy holidays and Gesundheit.